A judge just shut down a motion to disqualify the prosecution in the death penalty case that is currently being tied to the alleged assassin of Charlie Kirk here. So obviously the court is now responding, right? They're saying, hey, listen, this argument, in fact, is effectively baseless here. And now the defense is responding, saying, hey, listen, guys, there's some type of conflict of interest. Bro, shut your mouth, right? But the court then responds by default here by saying, hey, listen, there is no constitutional violation. There's also no actual supporting evidence here. Guys, understand this here. Like in a case that is this serious, that ruling reinforces only one singular thing here, okay? The prosecution stays intact.
A Fox News alert and a major ruling in the case against Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin. The judge denying Tyler Robinson's attempt to disqualify the entire prosecution team.
Because the defendant has not established a factual basis for a finding of conflict of interest or an objective appearance of impropriety rising to a constitutional concern, his motion is respectfully denied.
And with that, hello, I'm John Roberts in Washington. Welcome to a Tuesday afternoon State of the Union. Big decision by the judge there, but a lot of people believe that the motion itself was absolutely preposterous.
It was.
And we will continue the breaking news on that as we begin America Reports. Good to be with you, John. I'm Sandra Smith in New York. Fox News contributor Josh Ritter is now with us. He joins us now on this breaking news. As we just heard, Josh, the judge dismissing the defense's push that we have seen for quite some time now to remove the prosecution team from Charlie Kirk's murder case. So what is your reaction to that?
Well, it's a relief, but it shouldn't have been a relief. This is a fairly straightforward issue that you would have hoped the judge would have made this same decision much earlier. I mean, I'm glad that he arrived at the right decision. It's just unfortunate that it took us several different court appearances, several different witnesses testifying, hours of court time to arrive at a decision that everybody, myself included, who took a look at this, felt that it was a little preposterous, that it was far-fetched, and that it was something that the judge should have handled much quicker than he did. Now, that all being said, this is a death penalty case, and so he's going to give some deference to the defense, and he's going to allow them to kind of have these full-throated arguments in court, but it does seem as if this is a precursor for things to come, this case is going to take a very long time.
And it already has. I mean, there were 2 prior hearings on this matter. Why is this dragging out so long?
He's trying to waste the court's time.
Like I said, I think the judge is really allowing the defense to stretch their legs, and if they want to have a hearing, and if they want to call witnesses, if he doesn't feel it's completely unreasonable to allow for that, he's going to. But these are not difficult issues. There are going to be difficult issues in this case down the road. And if this kind of straightforward sort of an issue is taking this much court time, I fear for what we're to expect later on when the issues become far more consequential.
Listen, this is obviously a waste of money. Okay, this is a waste of tax dollars. Bro did it, right? And so the fact that we even have to kind of play the game, basically, tap dance specifically around the idea of alleged assassin, alleged this, alleged that, it's a little bit weak. Because understand this here, the longer he stays in court, okay, the more tax dollars are currently being wasted to basically facilitate this farce. I get it. This is one of these penalty cases, and you have to kind of make sure that you're doing the literal right thing, but you know that he's wasting our time, right? Like, that he's wasting our tax dollars. He's running up the check before he goes. That's kind of what's going on right now, guys. But let's continue.
For all of us who have watched, especially going back to, I believe we've covered it during this hour, his first court appearance. And, there was that moment where he smirked. We saw him heard him greet the judge this morning. Josh, what is the American public supposed to think when all this time goes by after something so clearly happened right before the American public and so many, obviously, eyewitnesses to what happened?
Right.
Yeah, all this time wasted in these hearings, and so much of it about whether or not he can be photographed in court, whether or not they're going to show him in shackles or not, whether or not they're even allowed to videotape him while he's talking to his attorneys. It does seem as though there's a lot of bending over backwards for someone who is, by all accounts, from all the evidence that we have available to us, incredibly guilty for this crime. I realize This is the United States of America.
It
and
is
he's presumed innocent at this point, and I respect that. But it does seem, and I got to put a lot of the blame at the feet of this judge, that there's a lot of bending over backwards,
a lot of leniency
to accommodate not only just the defense and the arguments they want to have, but even the optics. They're very concerned about how all of this is being perceived, to the point that they continue to push the cameras back further and further in the courtroom and are more restrictive on what they can show.
Okay. Yeah. Number one here, the American public is probably absolutely, guys, firstly, I'm part of the American public. When I see things like this, I'm like, ugh, why are we doing this here? We know that it's him. Okay. I understand the idea of, innocent until proven guilty. But, sometimes, the third party unbiased witness referring to a camera, that has recorded him, bouncing from rooftop to rooftops, etc. Guys, come on now. Right. Like, seriously, I get it. Innocent until proven guilty, but then how much does the actual footage of an event matter, right? If that makes any sense here. I think we need to kind of quantify that and kind of come to terms with how that should actually have the ability to convict, if that makes any sense here, guys, specifically in cases like this. We're wasting our money on this individual, guys. It's a waste of money. Like, fiscally, incredibly unintelligent.
Just as far as the details of what the defense is making to be the case that there was a conflict of interest with the prosecution case here. And as you and Donna Rotuno and others with legal expertise have told us, that if the judge were to have overturned this would have been just dragged out for so much longer, because a whole nother team would have been brought up to speed. But the young woman who testified that she was that is at the center of the question of conflict of interest, she testified that she was far away from Kirk, did not actually see the shooting. She said after hearing a loud noise, she ducked, lay down, and then ran, but only later learned that Kirk had been killed. Should this have ever gone this far, questioning whether or not there was a conflict of interest in this case with the prosecution?
No, never. It is incredibly straightforward from the ways that you just outlined. And I'll add to that, it's not just that there was someone there that may have or may have not witnessed the event. It's that person so fundamentally affected the fairness of the prosecution's office that they were so biased they couldn't handle the case. We didn't even get close to that on this.
Josh Ritter on the breaking news. Thank you very much,
guys. Listen, all right. So it definitely sounds like we may have a very interesting judge looking at this case. Maybe the judge is allowing his own potential, political echo chamber to basically determine if this person is basically guilty or not. How plausible is it? Probably very, very, very plausible, guys. I mean, there are activist judges, for the most part, all around the United States of America. That is not something that should be even new or surprising to us here, guys, right? Listen, this guy, based off of the video evidence, is pretty guilty. So can we please stop wasting money on this person who annihilated someone because he thought the words that were coming out of his mouth, were detrimental to him specifically, right? He's of the ilk that absolutely calls other people all types of fascists and all types of, crazy, mean, derogatory terms, right? Because they have a different overall opinion. These are the ones who have no ability at all to actually have adequate social discourse with people that have a different ideology than them, guys. All right. Why are we sticking up for people like this? Okay. Seriously, my opinion, obviously, but I just don't see the value in allowing someone like him to waste the court's time, guys. Why are we doing this? This needs to stop immediately. Okay. Specifically when there's video evidence involved here. Guys, this is a waste of the court's time. Seriously. But listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. If more comes out, we will definitely, in fact, be following it, guys. All right. But in the meantime, I'll catch you guys later.